I would say that, while there's been reports that he's expected to be moved before November 2nd, I've also read another kind of story kind of laying out the fact that, the Dolphins really, the Texans truly might not be pressured to move him by November 2nd, because if the legal situation plays out and it plays out favorably in Watson's case, then the asking price might go up. So if there for some reason there aren't criminal charges filed and some of these civil complaints are dropped or settled or whatever, the price might actually go up. And if they wait till after the season ends, there might actually be more teams willing to kind of get back in that quarterback hunt after the season ends, and they kind of flame out toward the end of the season. They're like, oh, I want to get a quarterback now. The bidders might increase, because right now it looks like there's only I wouldn't even say a handful of teams interested, maybe a couple.
I don't trust any of the sources right now, and I put that in quotation because all the sources
as well. I'm skeptical as well.
They've all come from Houston.
That's true.
You haven't seen any come from Miami. You haven't seen any come from anywhere else. They've all come from Houston.
One thing we do know is that the Dolphins are interested, though. They are interested.
No, and why wouldn't they be? They should. One of the things for me, I was at the beginning of the season. If you go back and watch any of my old Clock Blocker show, you'll see that I was pro Tua. Tua's going to have an MVP year, so on and so forth. And what I realized is that Tua's inefficiency to read defenses, or being a rookie quarterback or a second-year quarterback, whatever you want to say, I think you have to realize that he's still progressing. He's still getting better. But that window might be 2 or 3 years down the road. When I hear Deshaun Watson do a post-game press conference, and he's talking about, well, the DBs came in here and the safeties came out of here, and you look at the linebackers and they pressed covered, you're like, holy cow. My jaw was dropped the first time I ever heard Deshaun Watson talk about reading defenses. I'm like, oh my God, this is the guy I want. I want this quarterback. And so I look at that. That's the time. And I don't think we have the coaching staff to get to there right now.
So if they were to trade so that brings me into my last question, my last point. So you don't have faith in the current infrastructure to build up Tua to the quarterback that you think he can be.
I love Flo. I just don't like the people Flo's put around him.
That's a very fair critique, and you're not the only one that feels that way. What makes you think that if they trade 3 first-round picks, 2 second-rounders, and a starting-level player for Deshaun Watson, what makes you think that, 1, they're able to surround him with the right infrastructure, and that 2, he himself can lift up a team that we've seen, and you would admit the quarterback isn't really the problem with the team right now. If he is, he's not. Even if he is a problem, he's not one of the main problems. What makes you think that bringing Deshaun Watson fixes all that?
Good question. I'll say this: if Deshaun Watson was here, we would have won the Colts game, we would have won the Vegas game, and we would have won the Jaguars game. We would have won those 3 games if Watson was here. There's no doubt in my mind. Do I think Tua lost us those games? No. But I think
he wasn't there for 2 of those games.
Yeah, exactly. But I think Watson is that much better that he would have made more plays and we would have had more opportunities to put more points on the board. Forget what the defense has not done. Yeah, and by the way, that's just insane. We'll get into that in a minute. But, I'll say this. When as a Dolphins fan of my entire life, when I say, hey, the Dolphins have tried everything, this franchise has tried everything. Well, hot darn it, I want them to literally try everything, Daniel. I want, when I say that, for it to be the truth, and I can be like, look, this team has done it all, and they still lose. So I don't know what the answer is, but right now I know the one thing they haven't tried is going out and getting a top 5 player in the league.
No, that's a very fair point. I definitely understand that.
And right now, as a fan, I'm just grasping. I'm just grasping for anything. I'm not saying we're going to make the playoffs this year. We're not. But I just want to have hope. And, Daniel, I don't have hope right now.
Yeah, I know I mean, it's been a 20-year skid, really, but I can
20
definitely
plus year skid, man.
20 plus year.
Bro, look, I'm a little bit older than you, okay? But I'm not as older as some of these wonderful other gentlemen that work for your wonderful newspaper or other fans that watch my show. My first memory, like I remember Dolphins Marino games. I do, but like I can't go back and be like, oh, I remember the fake spike game or all the, like I remember just watching replays of it. I don't remember it live. My first memory of like watching a live game from beginning to end, knowing everything, was 62-7. Was Dan Marino's last game. Jacksonville Jaguars AFC divisional round where we lost 62-7. That's the first. That's what I remember from the beginning for me. Okay.
All you know is pain.
All I know is pain, Daniel. That's it. That's all I know. Heartbreak and pain.
Yeah, like I was saying, I've definitely seen the morale drop as the season has progressed. It's been a really disappointing stretch. But really with Watson, I mean, we're gonna get some short-term clarity in the next week. They either trade for him or they don't. If they don't, they're gonna ride the season out with Tua, and then I guess I mean, I don't see them making.
By the way, that's my vote. I think we should ride up the season the rest of Tua.
But you also think that they should trade for him, but until after the season. Is that what you're saying?
So there are rumors that I heard that the criminal investigation will be done sometime in November. And so if the criminal investigation is done by sometime in November, if that is a credible source and that is a real thing, then we'll know what it is with Tua. And then at that point, I'm willing to pay 4 or 5 picks. I don't care what the asking price is. I will pay it. But right now, I say leave it alone. Let Tua play out the rest of the year. It's not like having Watson. Now, if you go out and get Watson, I ain't going to be mad at you. I'm just saying it behooves Miami. Miami's more in the driver's seats by not doing it right now, because I don't think any other team's going to trade for him right now.
Oh, we're gonna find out. We only got 7 days, so we're gonna find out. I do want to point out that Jenny Ventures, who's a senior writer for Sports Illustrated, she's done a lot of really, really good work, kind of following this situation. And I would encourage anyone who's a Dolphins fan or just any somewhat remotely interested in kind of the situation, the Watson situation, I would really encourage them to read Jenny's work.